Hello, and on the gaming table today, something a little bit different. For one, I'm sitting in an airport trying to do this and get this out before my next little trip off to mainland China. The second one is we're looking at something different, a bit of a game that I've been developing using Warmaster figures, but in a different vein to Warmaster. So let's just take a look at it. I won't explain too much about the rules, and we'll just see what happens. So here you can see it's a grid-based game, and so when we do movement, it's fairly straightforward. It's just moving grid squares, basically. The little marks are representing the corners of every second grid square, which is kind of an idea from Strength and Honor. So what we've got at the top of the screen here are some Chaos Forces using my Warmaster figures, and at the bottom are the Norse. Now, the Chaos Forces have some pretty strong flanks with cavalry, strong hard-hitting units on the flanks. The Norse are relying on some monsters, the Warmath and the Giant, kind of in the middle of their line to hold things together here. Here the Norse moving up a little bit more. And the Valkyries over on the side here are trying to get out of the way of the chariots. However, that doesn't really work, and after the Chaos moves their center forward here, you can see the chariots get stuck in to the Valkyries here and pretty much dice them up. Chaos Forces here dealing with the flanks of the Norse line. I'm getting a little bit of pushback there from a unit of Ulfherrna. So when I did this, basically I just converted Warmaster stats into stats that I want to use for this game. So being able to use your basic Warmaster figures and then just give them some sort of statistics, and away we go. So it's not a bucket of D6 game like Warmaster. It's more like comparing values and roll. But here both of the flanks of the Norse line are pretty much getting crushed, and the center is kind of stalling here at the moment as well. And then when they finally do get a chance here, send the Warmammoth in. The Warmammoth does some damage. The little red markers are kind of a form of disorder. And that's going to hurt you when you fight in future rounds. You can recover from it, but it takes time and energy to do so. There's a couple of other mechanics that you're not seeing. They're actually off to the right-hand side of the screen where I'm keeping track of some things on some dice. So it's not something you're seeing very clearly there at the moment, but that helps determine kind of when things don't go your way, when luck goes against you, and when play passes over to the other player. But here, as we can see, the Norse line, both flanks kind of falling apart. The Chaos Cavalry getting in behind them here. The Norse trying to push back in the middle with some limited success. And then as things go on here, the Norse do get pretty beaten up. But I think, this is reflective of what should happen in a game like this. If you're in a battle and both your flanks fall, then yeah, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And there shouldn't be an easy way to come back from that. So yeah, that kind of works, right? Here are some Norse units getting killed, being forced to fall back into enemies and things like this. The Norse trying to do what they can in the center here, but it's not going to let them recover from this situation, I don't think. So here the Chaos units, the Norse are trying to push in the middle as much as they can, getting rid of a couple of units. But yeah, down here, in the rear, as it were, these units are getting butchered. And so eventually, once the kind of the rear units got cleaned up here, and the Chaos was largely getting ready to attack the rear of the remnants of the Norse center, I just called it a day here. But anyway, I'm just kind of interested if anyone thinks this, does it look like a war game? Does it seem to play like a war game? Does things seem to come out okay without knowing the mechanics? Kind of, how does it look? What does it look like to you? I'll get some more done with other armies soon, but this was just a one playtest through today. But anyway, hope you found that a little bit interesting to see something going on here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.